What's up? I'm Jeff.
And if you're an entrepreneur in a relationship, the show is for you. Welcome to the show. Okay, so we answer your questions on the show. Today's question is, Jeff, what are your biggest investing mistakes? I don't invest, so we have to ask you, right?
Biggest investing mistakes.
Except when I invested in B school and then it was like, what?
Oh, aren't they in the middle of a launch right now?
I don't know.
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, power to the people, whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So, what were your biggest mistakes? And I wouldn't say it was a mistake because I met a very cool person in there.
You know,
actually,
mine personally is brought on a bad business partner on a real estate deal, and you know, at that time, I didn't believe or have confidence to be able to take on that type of project.
It must have been a long time ago. You're like the most confident person I know.
No. It's all facade.
Oh, it's all facade. Like me. This is all of that.
This is all of that. Yeah, so it was a property in Los Angeles, and this lady I met through, because we send out a lot of letters. So we send out a lot of letters. I'm talking about like real letters, postcards.
Oh,
yeah.
Back in the day.
They were in foreclosure, and it's an 8-unit complex near USC. And,
nice.
It was in a protection called REAP, or Rental Escrow Assistant Program, where basically the government, and this is one of the reasons why the hood stays the hood. Okay.
Explain.
So they have this ordinance in there where if the property owner is not upkeeping the property, then
that's you.
Yeah, or whoever owns it, is the tenant now does not have to pay the property owner, but they pay the actual LA City, and they put it in an escrow account. So that's what's called a rental assisted escrow program or whatever. And not only that, but the tenant only has to pay half. So if your rent is $1,000, because your property is in upkeep, the tenant's paying $500, and that $500 ain't going to the property owner, it's going to the actual LA City.
Oh.
So imagine if you own the property in LA City.
So you're not getting shit?
You're not getting crap, yeah.
Oh.
So now imagine if you own a property and it's an older property, or for whatever reason you didn't upkeep it, you know, because things happen in life, right? And you know the roof goes bad or something, and you just didn't have money to fix it, right? So you try to fix it, but it still goes bad. Instead of replacing the whole thing, you're trying. Property owners, that's what happens, and they're not getting your money, so they're screwed, and they're just like, what am I gonna do? I got no money, you know, I can't do this, I can't do that. So the property goes into foreclosure because they can't even pay the mortgages.
Is this the same with Section 8?
It's exactly what Section 8 is.
So you should never invest in Section 8 properties?
No, I'm not. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I think but certain parts of the city, people know this, right? The tenants, because you know, as they say, you have to change the mentality of the hood first to be able to change the people there, right? Just policy doesn't change anything. So people know this, the tenants that have known this, and they pass that knowledge down from generation to generation. So imagine like your parents said, hey, you know what? You want to pay half on your rent? Go fuck up the fire alarms and call this number.
And they do that.
They do that shit, yeah. So then you come in and you fix it, right? And then wait another 3 months. Suddenly you're getting a call and says, sorry, we got blah 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 blah, saying that the fire smoke detectors are broken.
Shitty tenants.
So if you're not paying attention to this, it never, you're screwed, right? So long story short, this lady that owned, her name was Juanita. She was in a situation where she had some issues and she was behind on her payment. Property was about to go to foreclosure. We contacted her and we came to look at the property. And when you want to buy something, right? Usually, if you don't offend the other person, usually you're offering way too much. Okay, so clearly I offended her the first time I offered it, because I said, look, I don't want to give you the number, because I think it's gonna cost like $300,000 to fix this thing, because it's 8 units, right? So she was just give me an offer, and I said, I'll just take over your payments. Literally that's what I said. I was just like, I'll take over your payments. Like, I can't give you any money, I'll take over your payments. So she doesn't get anything other than she avoids foreclosure. And long story short, brought on a bad. That wasn't even a long story short. This is a long story. So it actually is. This is really a short story, because this was like a 2-year ordeal that shit happened. So I'm trying to shrink this down. So brought on a bad partner on it, and this particular partner, had us convinced that he's the best general contractor and he's done this type of stuff, right? And we found out he didn't do jack shit, didn't know any better. Blew through our budget. Literally started off. He was was just money was going out. You know, it was like sometimes they're cutting like 40 grand, 30 grand weeks, and the monies are going out of our account, and we're just like, what the hell is going on? And by the time we caught this, right, we were just like, something ain't right, and we caught this, and I got a little, you know, I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I started doing some internet searches, right, and then suddenly I found his property. I knew that he owned a property somewhere else, and I found it on Craigslist, a posting with the exact same color that's in our units, with the cabinets, with the picture, but that ain't our fucking unit.
Yeah.
So it leads me to believe that he was taking our fucking material, putting it in his damn fucking units. Okay? And once I found that, I went batshit crazy, and we ended up like, you know, going after him, and, you know, ended up going to big old lawsuit, law about, you know, it's stupid. And the only person that won was at the end of the day the attorney.
Jeez.
So yeah, and instantly, boom, you know, and the sad part is this, right? Like, after we fixed it up, we had the ability to sell the property at like 900 grand. We were all in. We bought it. We took over the payment with the mortgage of 300,000, and we threw in like 150 on this, so we're in on 450, right? And then with commissions, taxes, and everything, we're like at 500. So from 500 to 900, that's a 400 grand is a good spread.
Right.
So we could have just sold the damn property. We could have got our fucking money back.
Yeah.
He could have walked away with some profits, and we could have called it a day. And then, you know, he's just like, no, I don't want to sell. They didn't want to sell. I'm just like, okay. And it came to a point where we couldn't sustain the mortgage payment. Yeah. And we were just like, you know, hey, we couldn't do anything. And ended up, boom, blowing up. And guess what? You know, property went to foreclosure. And we instantly, boom, that day, I think it was 7-11, I remember that, you know, we had lost instantly over 200 grand overnight.
So what's the lesson learned?
Lesson learned is...
Just chalk it up.
Is really, I didn't stop there. Because most of the people at that time, they would have stopped. So, but what I ended up doing is that property got sold at the court steps to auction. Someone else bought it. So I freaking figured that out because I had a relationship with the actual auctioneer and stuff like that, because I've been doing it for a long time. I said, dude, give me the phone number of whoever bought this crap, because, you know, it takes about 2 weeks for the actual public records to show up. So if I didn't have that relationship, I wouldn't be able to find out. So I did that. He tells me about it, and I said, hey, you know what? Hey, you know what, this person bought it. So I hit him up and I said, hey, I'll buy this property off of you for $450,000 right now. You know, because he bought it for like 400, you know. So I was like, you make 50,000 right now. And then he was just like, well, I'll think about it, blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, you find out that this guy freaking, he contacts that guy too. And then when we're suing that guy, he countersues us and says we're in cahoots with that guy, trying to actually take him out of the deal. So it got all really hairy and crazy. But the point of the story is...
After 30 minutes.
Yeah, the point of after 30 minutes is if you buy right, don't bring on partners. Just do it your damn self. Like, you know, like I could have still, you bought it at 300. It was worth easily like 900. You know, like I got a $500,000, you know, over $500,000, and let's just call it margin of error. You know, you could have done everything possibly wrong yourself, and you would have still walked away, still held on to it, and that thing would have still spit out 3 or 4 grand a month. You know, it's like clockwork. You know,
so do it yourself. Don't get any partners.
No, yeah. Like most of the time, people partner up because it's just a confidence issue that they have. I think, you know, so which is good. Sometimes some partnerships work, but I think 90% of the time, you know, it's probably just fucking do it yourself. You know, so
that's pretty significant.
Hey, what's up, lab rats? That was a great question from James. Be sure to leave a like on this video if you did in fact enjoy this video. This is kind of a raw Q&A. Experimenting, always experimenting. More than happy to answer your questions, especially if it's a video question here on the channel. I'll be sure to give you a thorough answer. I think that's really helpful. And if you want to keep in touch with me and maybe submit me a question, you can always do that by visiting the Facebook fan page, which is just facebook.com/getintheLabPodcast. And I'll be sure to get back to you right away. So good things. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time here in the lab. Peace.